Oh hi, this is the second time I've tried to make this video because the first time it was completely out of focus. Way to go, Kyle. You've mastered technology. I want to start off this video with something that I probably should have started with in video number 1, which is kind of how the voting process works at the Oscars. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, the full name of it, has all these different branches. So there's the acting branch and the directing branch and the producers branch. And each of those branches is who comes up with who's going to be nominated in each of the categories. So if I'm an actor, Dare to Dream, if I'm an actor, then I get to nominate who I think should be nominated in the acting categories. If I'm a director, I nominate the directing category. So that's how the nominations come out. Then when the nominations go out, everyone in the Academy actually gets to vote. So which means that if I'm an actor, yes, I get to vote in the acting categories, but I also get to vote in the directing and the best picture and best animated feature and all of that in every category that is at the Oscars. Now, what has to happen also is that you need to make sure that whoever wins gets over 50% of the vote. Or there's some sort of threshold that they have to get to at least. Because of that, let's say that there's Joe Q Public is up for an Academy Award, and they only get 40% of everyone's first place votes. What then happens is that they go to whoever you ranked as number 2. Because when the nominations go out, if I'm in the directing category, I'm going to say Steven Spielberg number 1, Guillermo del Toro number 2, Paul Thomas Anderson number 3, or whoever's going to be nominated that year. And so we go number 1s first. Okay, this is the percentage of who got all the number 1 votes. We now go to our number 2s, and they actually get added to those totals. That keeps happening until somebody gets over 50% or whatever the threshold is of the votes, which is why we sometimes get these weird little upsets. And it's also why I really wish that there was like a 20-year gap or something where they released that data, because I would find it fascinating to try and figure out, oh, so this is how Crash went over Brokeback Mountain, or this is how Shakespeare in Love went over Saving Private Ryan. It's because 49% of the people gave it first place, but there was enough second and third place votes given to Shakespeare in Love to bump it up over top of it. It's a really fascinating type of thing. I would like to go into it. That being said, let's jump into the last 5 categories so that this focus thing doesn't freak out on me. I'm going to hold my computer up so that I can actually read this and the tracking won't lose my face. So, first category, lead actor. The 5 nominees are Timothée Chalamet from Call Me By Your Name, Daniel Day-Lewis from Phantom Thread, Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out, Gary Oldman from Darkest Hour, and Denzel Washington, who is in Roman J. Israel Esquire, a movie that not even Denzel Washington has seen. Denzel is probably the one that we can say for pretty sure there's no chance. For me, this is a 2-horse race, if we want to look at it this way. Pretty confident that Gary Oldman is going to win. He's kind of won every award here so far at all the other award ceremonies. I'm just going to get this tracking back on. And so I don't see him not winning this category as well. That being said, if we were to see an upset, I think Timothée Chalamet has the best shot at it. I think that he has enough of this groundswell behind him. He's won the second most of all of the other award show categories, or the main award show categories. So I could see him kind of coming past Gary Oldman and eventually winning it. I just think Gary Oldman is now considered, he hasn't won before, he deserves it, let's give him this, which they sometimes do at the Oscars. They kind of treat it as almost a lifetime achievement award for all the other roles you've done, and not necessarily the role that is actually being nominated this chance. I was not a huge fan of Darkest Hour, so I know that I'm biased in this regard, so I kind of hope that Timothée Chalamet wins this award. Daniel Kaluuya might have a really outside chance of winning just based on the new membership that the Academy's brought in, but I think it's a Gary Oldman lock at this point for this category. All right, number 2, lead actress. Lead actress, we have Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Margot Robbie for I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep for The Post, because it's not the Oscars if Meryl Streep hasn't been nominated for something. I kind of agree with John Oliver in that The Post is a movie that I definitely saw. I definitely know things happened in it, but I don't remember a single thing about it. Fine acting and everything in it. It's just a somewhat forgettable movie in the grand scheme of things. I do not see how Frances McDormand loses this award. Whether you hate or love Three Billboards, I know there's been a bit of a backlash with that movie recently. I don't see how you can't see her performance as being something that is excellent. There's, again, the second person that might come out here is Sally Hawkins, who has done just phenomenal work over the last few years. And in many ways, because she couldn't talk at all during The Shape of Water, had a bit of a harder job, if that's how you want to rate it. But at this point, Frances McDormand, this is your award to lose. Best Director, we have Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk, his first nomination. Jordan Peele for Get Out, his first nomination. Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird, her first nomination. And then Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread and Guillermo del Toro for The Shape of Water, both of which I believe have been nominated in the past, but have not won. This is a harder one. I'm fairly confident that Guillermo del Toro is going to win this award, again, because he's won at most of the other award ceremonies, most of the more, the higher ticket or the more prestigious of award ceremonies. And the Academy has definitely, here in the last few years, and this is not a criticism, just an observation, has definitely rewarded a lot of Spanish-speaking filmmakers. Inarritu has won twice. They've nominated Alfonso Cuarón and then Guillermo del Toro here as well. I think he's going to win. Because of the new membership that the Academy has brought in, I could see this going to Jordan Peele. There's a chance it could go to Jordan Peele. Again, lesser. I'm not very confident that's going to happen. But this is an Oscars this year that I could see either going exactly according to plan or have just a bunch of upsets in quotes, throughout the evening. Just awards that people thought were a lock for one category end up not being a lock in the long run. And I love the fact that they nominated so many people for the first time in this. I can't believe that Christopher Nolan has never been nominated before. Jordan Peele in his first movie. Greta Gerwig has been putting in strong work over the last few years. So it's just exciting to see new people being nominated. We're going to go to foreign language film. And this is me going to mispronounce a bunch of people's names here in a moment. And I also feel bad because I tracked down a couple of these movies. I was only able to see one of them. So there's not much I'm going to be able to offer in this category. But we have A Fantastic Woman from Chile, which is the one I have seen, directed by Sebastian Lelio. We have The Insult from Lebanon, which is directed by Ziad Dueri. We have Loveless from Russia, which is directed by Andrei Zvyaginstev. I was practicing this before we started, and I was nailing it. Did not nail it there. On Body and Soul from Hungary, which is directed by Idiko Enyedi, and then The Square from Sweden, which is directed by Ruben Östlund. This is a hard category too because the Academy has actually nominated a bunch of films that weren't nominated at other award ceremonies, or a bunch of them haven't been nominated at the other award ceremonies. So I guess A Fantastic Woman, which you can go and watch. It's a fun little flick, although that's a weird way to talk about that. It's some pretty serious subject matter that happens in there. So I don't know. Maybe it'll go to Chile. Maybe it'll go to Russia for the first time, because I don't think another Russian movie has actually won Best Foreign Language Feature. The Square is the only one I actually had heard about, but I wasn't able to track that down to watch, or it didn't make time enough to watch it. So roll the dice at this point at your Oscar party, because I don't know. Finally, we have 9 Best Picture nominees this year. So we have, in alphabetical order, Call Me By... Sorry, as I hit the mic, I'm just going to focus that up again. Here's the 9 Best Picture nominees. Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Because of the new membership, I keep bringing this up, but this is why I think things can go a couple different ways. Pretty confident that The Shape of Water is what's going to win here, just because it's won at pretty much every other award show. Again, there's some that I can say absolutely is not going to win, which is Lady Bird, Darkest Hour, Phantom Thread, or The Post. I don't see them having a chance whatsoever. Usually, you want to take out anything that isn't also nominated for Best Director as well. Sorry, Call Me By Your Name. Also, love the movie. I don't think it has a chance. I made 2 videos about it already. Does not have a chance of winning a Best Picture here. Which to me then goes down to, is this going to go Shape of Water, 3 Billboards, or Get Out? Those are the 3 that I could see it going to. Again, Shape of Water is probably it. I could maybe see them pulling this upset where Get Out is actually the one that wins it based on the membership that has changed here this year. And 3 Billboards, I just don't know. I don't think it has the momentum going into the Oscars this year for it to pull it off. So I look for The Shape of Water to probably win this. With Get Out would be a fun little upset, a horror movie for the first time, winning the Academy Award. Horror films have definitely been nominated. I don't think one has actually won before. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, down in the comments below, because I can't think of one that has actually won. A bunch that I know that have been nominated, though. I'm much more interested, though, to know what you think. Is my bias showing too much? Are there things that I didn't bring up that I should have? Let me know down in the comments below. Let's debate who we think should win. And have fun watching the Oscars tomorrow night. It's the best 6 hours you get to spend each year, is really what it comes down to. It's my Super Bowl. It's my thing that I love more than anything else to watch each and every year, even through gritted teeth sometimes when I think they award people that are undeserving. So yeah, until next time, have fun out there, watch good movies, and we'll see you on Monday.